Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, keep on sharing. Keep on sharing. We need to give some updates to people back home. Keep on sharing. Keep on sharing. Let's be brief about some latest events that are taking place within our revolution. Brothers and sisters, let's keep on sharing. As I promised to bump online today at 1:30. Keep on sharing, keep on sharing. Coronavirus can never stop us from achieving the goal of this revolution, which is nothing else than a free Ambazonia, a free Southern Cameroon state. Keep on sharing, keep on sharing. Invite friends so that we can make it brief. I don't keep longer hours. Use just few minutes to pass my information to the public. Keep on sharing, and keep on sharing. Brothers and sisters, once more, you are welcome on this platform. You are welcome on my page, on my Facebook, where precisely I usually share some informations and opinions that I have regarding this God-ordained revolution. For those who are unable to be online, those who are unable to be live when I'm taking this show, they can always come back on my page and watch it later. It stays there. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, fellow comrades, you are welcome to my page. You are welcome to my live show, which will just last for about 30 minutes or so, for us to share some critical informations, critical updates regarding this revolution. We know our revolution is a God-ordained one. Don't mind what some people out there might be telling you, might be trying to say, might be trying to discourage you. You have a lot of people out there with discouraging ideas. This is a revolution, and this is not multi-partism, whereby you have a right to choose a party to which you belong. This is a revolution. Either you are in or you are out. Either you stay calm and stay silent and allow those who want to deliver Boya to you, or those who want to deliver an independent Southern Cameroon to you. Not everybody will be fighting at the same time, and not everybody will be so vocal to make sure that this dream becomes a reality, because it's already a reality. If the 2 cubes of sugar, as stated by the Minister of Justice, Laurent Esso, the old colonial minister, who said we are just 2 cubes of sugar, and Minister Ali also said that we are 2 cubes of sugar, what can we do? But the 2 cubes of sugar have become 2 solid rocks that have refused to dissolve even in an event of a volcano flow. We are still alive, and they are very, very surprised. Are you people surprised why we are still alive and very strong? It's because this revolution is a God-ordained revolution. My brothers and sisters, welcome on board. This is your humble son, a one-soldier man, an activist based here in Belgium, trying to propagate this revolution to a logical conclusion, which is nothing else than an independent Southern Cameroonian, today called the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Before I get into my show, let me run a brief history of how this revolution burst into flames in the year 2017. There was a march, an international and national march in favor of our independence. Let you never be ashamed to call yourself a Southern Cameroonian, because you are a chosen people, just as Israelites are. We are chosen people. We knew we would suffer like this, but at the tail end we shall have a prominent result, an outcome which will be for the benefit of our generations upon generations to come. Now, there was a march that was organized during the period of His Excellency Sisiko Julius Ayuk, who is now a former president. The march took place on the 23rd of September at the UN. You saw nobody was manipulated. Nobody was forced to come out. You saw even children as young as 2 years carrying branches of trees, carrying peace plants to show that they were marching, they were out for and therefore, let no one there out come there and tell you that people are manipulated. Nobody is manipulated. Ambazonia is inborn. Southern Cameroon is inborn. You find little children right nowadays who cannot even sing the national anthem of the colonial country, La République du Cameroon. But they are able to sing the Ambazonian national anthem, the Southern Cameroon national anthem. They are able to propagate, to hold the flag without any fear that they will be killed. All you saw those children, from young children, old mothers, middle-aged people, came out on that day, on the 23rd, and showed the world that they have taken back their own destiny in their hand and that they are a peaceful people. So I'm very, very surprised if some paid La République agents in the name of some Southern Cameroonian citizens are saying that people are manipulated. There is one soldier there that called himself a restoration soldier who has backtracked from this war. We know if we say Atanganji boys, those are Atanganji boys. Somebody can become a soldier and later he is paid and then dance to the tone of La République. Now he is there trying to sabotage this war. He can never. A war of independence is not meant for one man. You simply have your opinion just as I have mine. Just for yourself, you speak for yourself and you can't deceive everybody. Anybody, you can't. I want to pray that he should also join Nambere, who is there in Yaoundé, who has become a motorbike businessman from La République. He should also go and collect his free bike. Ambazonians were not crying for an independent state that they will become motorbike riders or carpenters, as La République has clearly stated. My brothers and sisters, on the 23rd of September 2017, that march was carried out before the United Nations. It was followed suit by a restoration of independence of Southern Cameroon on the 1st of October. That same year by His Excellency Julius Tabe Ayuk. Our independence was restored. It has been restored. We are not seeking for independence. We are simply defending what was stolen and what we have already restored. Now, to the Federalists, if you see people talking left and right, when Bala came out of jail, he wasn't the only person who was locked in jail. We had many other people who were locked in regard to this struggle. You have people like Penn, Terence, Mancho BBC. Bala decided to come out and secure just himself together with Fontaine Niba. They had backdoor agreement for them to quell down the prospect of an independent Southern Cameroonian and an independent Southern Cameroon. And when they came out, they were being received by the colonial governor of Southwest Province, today called Southern Region. Because Southwest Province of South Region, those are colonial appellations used by the colonial regime of Yaoundé. Now he came out, as soon as he was received by those officials. We are very intelligent and very smart. We knew that he has signed agreements, backdoor agreements, which are not in favor of this. He started speaking of a decentralized Cameroon, a federated Cameroon. We sent him behind, under the bus and behind the door, same as we did to Neba Fontaine, who was paid by La République to come and sabotage this God-ordained revolution. He came and struggled to come out with another conference, another organization in the United States. He failed. Nobody. This revolution is above an individual. No matter what you do, people will stand on the truth. We stand for justice, we stand for truth, and we stand for what we believe in. We have never been one, and we shall never be one. Let nobody make such declarations. We are never going to be one. We have not lost 12,000 citizens to come and federate with La République du Cameroon. That is already a failed state. That La République du Cameroon is no longer even a republic. It is now a kingdom where power tussle between the Betis and Bulus and the Bamileke is evident. It can never be avoided. But we want to assure La République, which I call today as the Kingdom of Cameroon, because we know Biya is struggling to see that power remains in the hands of his family. It has become a chieftaincy and a kingdom. Either you like it or not, those are brothers who don't want to dance to the tone of this God-ordained revolution can join that kingdom called La République, if and only they have space there. I doubt where they're going to keep their faces on the day where we are going to arrive in Buea. We don't mind the number of years it's going to take us. We are going to get to Buea. It's not a matter of we must get to Buea. We have paid the ultimate sacrifice. My brothers and sisters, once more I want to draw your attention to the atrocities that are going on Ground Zero. These are consequences of a revolution. In a revolution, not everybody comes in with same goal. Many people have infiltrated this revolution because of their personal interests. Some have become millionaires. Some have become warlords. So they are using it to arrive to what they believe in. Now, to a population back home that is suffering from the maltreatment from the hands of certain people who call themselves restoration forces, I want to extend my sincere apology to them, to our population there, because I know they have suffered a lot. You have people whose houses have been burned, property stolen, farm burned. They have no source of income. They have no reason to say they are still living. They are living in the forest. But the ones that are still in town, they are undergoing a lot of torture from some of those unscrupulous Atanganji boys who are paid to intimidate them, to make sure that they suffer until they start going against us. You should understand that. You should really understand that. This is why we came up with county by county and LGA by LGA. If we have this, nobody can become a warlord. Nobody will say, I am Dr. Ayabacho, I own ADF. Nobody will be say, I'm Dr. Akwanga, I own Sokadef. Nobody will be say, I own this, I own this. LGAs are owned by their local communities. Counties are owned by their local communities. Those forces that are put together to defend each county should defend his or herself. We don't want any intrusion from any other negative force. For example, like the ADF, that will say they want to come and help in Libya. Libya has Red Dragon. Libya County, they have restoration forces under the command of Red Dragon. And they are doing a marvelous job. A very wonderful job. So they don't need you there. Because all this infighting, this soldier killing this or this killing this, is because of these warlords. We don't want that. The more we try to do that, the more our prospect of becoming an independent state move further and further away from us, because we want to do that as soon as possible to make sure that we reduce the damages and the suffering of our people on Ground Zero. Let nobody tell you that we shall not be independent. We are already independent. We have rendered Ground Zero ungovernable from the colonial Republic of Cameroon, which is today is called a chieftaincy. Rumors are out left and right about the death of the colonial dictator, the worst dictator on earth. But that is not a problem. Either he dies or not, we know that they will have a tussle. The only thing we have to do now is to make sure that we use this period where they are tussling among them to lament on what we have already achieved and improve on. You have all their colonial SDOs running and giving orders from the other part of the country. If they said we haven't done a good job, We are doing a good job. It's not easy. You see all this infighting because of social media. There have been several revolutions. They have had infighting left and right. Finally they succeeded. Even in heaven, God did not have agreement with everybody there. That is why Satan ran away and came here to cause problems. Even in your own nuclear family, you can't control everybody. Everybody cannot have the same ideas. But what we try to do is for us to put our differences together here in a revolution and work on a common goal. Anyone who is against us is working for La Republica. I don't want to cite names. The power that the paid Eric Tataw is using to fight the people's government, the interim government that was created in 2017, if he has been using that force and that force of argument to fight La Republic, then we are already close. Then we are crossing the Mongo already back to our territory. He has the whole time to fight the interim government. I don't know why he can't understand that it's difficult to fight a government which is being recognized by people from the grassroots, from ground zero, from ground one, from the diaspora. We know this government has shortcomings, just as many governments. And there are some shortcomings that we can't control because we have not yet taken completely our land. Those things will only be taken care of when we get to Boya. Now, if Eric Tataw, I'm not interested in surrogacy. I stand for the truth and I stand for the justice of this revolution. If Eric Tataw keeps on complaining about my trip to Boya, like he was peddling lies yesterday against Dr. Samuel Sakoe Kome, who is the president of the People's IG now, and Chris Anu, then he is not in support of this revolution. He hasn't got anything positive for this revolution. I want to ask Eric Tataw to come and challenge what I'm telling him. We are well informed and we have very significant information that a group of people living in Dubai contributed funds during my trip to Boya. And those funds were channeled to Eric Tataw. Eric Tataw, answer this question. Were you supposed to collect any funds regarding my trip to Boya? No, there was an account for that. Now you can't give us an account and you start making unnecessary excuses saying that those funds that you collected for my trip to Boya, you send them to Ground Zero. Who gave you the authority to send them to Ground Zero? You were supposed to collect funds and send to the account, to the interim government. There was an account for that. You didn't do that. If you said you send them to Ground Zero, that is a lie. That is a clear evidence of embezzlement. And there are many others that are going to come up that you have been doing. But we leave things because of peace to see that this revolution goes to a logical conclusion. You are dragging the revolution here and there. I want to tell you clearly, don't mind when you go on live on your national telegraph and people begin to say you have 1.7 viewers. That is not what ABC has. ABC is a satellite TV station that is being watched on Ground Zero. Millions are watching it all over the world. It is well known. You can't compare the people's platform with yours. You say you are an investigative journalist more than even the FBI. I begin to laugh. You don't know what you are saying. Now, Eric Tataw, those lies that you are peddling about the misuse of my trip to Boya, we will hold you accountable. You can be making screenshots and be bringing them, showing this and this. That is not how accountability is done. That is not how auditing is done. And first, who gave you the authority to audit the IG, the people's government? They brought an auditor. You said they should be audited. They brought an auditor. When the audit report came out, because you saw that people that you have already been sabotaging are free, have been declared free, you came up with another scheme. That they should bring a foreign auditor, an outsider. Can America as a state go out and bring auditors from another country to come and audit his or her government? No. You can't do that. Can you tell us why your tribesman, because you are so tribalistic, Tabiang, who happens to have a huge chunk of the money of my trip to Boya. Can you tell us why he refused presenting himself before the audit committee? No. You people are peddling tribalistic tendencies within this revolution that are not helping us. Wait when we get to Boya and you try to have your county and do what you want to do with it if they will give you that chance. He received a call from our former president from the prison not to present himself before the audit committee. He has hundreds of thousands of dollars to give us account. He will give us that account whenever we get to Boya. Except he decides to stay out. He will never step his leg there. You also favored that. You supported that. And now you are running from left to right, following Sako, up and down, following Dr. Sako. You are wasting your time for somebody who can never be distracted. He is a well-organized gentleman. He has his own shortcoming, but he is delivering the good. Because I remember when Sisiko was our leader here, we received him in Belgium. I was there where I spoke with him. He said nobody is bigger than this revolution. He said Bala cannot rule from behind bars. He said anybody who tries to sell this revolution for his personal interest will be sent under the bus. And that is exactly what we have done to him. He can't stay from the lion's den and struggling to pass information. He was kidnapped with others, and they are dead. The others are not struggling to rule from behind bars. Why is it that he is so bent on ruling Ambazonians from behind bars, despite the fact that we have a president that is doing a wonderful job, that has rendered Ground Zero ungovernable, all the 13 counties? Sisiko, we fought here before every diplomatic offices to secure his release, to secure habeas corpus for him, to secure that he is being tried. And when he regained his liberty to a certain extent where he could make phone calls, he never made one call to thank us for what we have been doing. But he was so fast to be contacting the cabal in South Africa. The cabal in which the other man, the vice president, resigned. That man was not sent out of the government. He resigned. He was getting information from them without getting information from the government that has shown a good advancement in this revolution, the People's IG. Remember when we were putting our case forward, when the UN was meeting, he was there struggling and he came out with another fraudulent government, the Kondege IG, that cannot even do anything for today. And I saw a Tataw yesterday giving a cash app, saying that they should contribute. What if you contribute that money, my fellow comrades? You are just wasting your time. You cannot be contributing for an individual. You should contribute for this revolution. I am not asking you to contribute to the IG, the People's IG now. I am asking you to contribute directly to your counties. You hold your counties. They are answerable to you. You can know how your money was used. This went this way, this went this way, and this went this way. You cannot be trying to contribute for somebody who is in jail. We have taken care of them in jail. We have paid their legal fee, and we are still doing that. The money they need again is for what? For the corrupt government that they tried to create there. Whatsoever Sisiko is doing in jail, consider it it's void. It can't hold. That is why Comrade Tataw clearly told us that we should consider them as people who are no more alive, so that we should do this job until we get to Boya. And that was very nice. That was a wise saying. He's a man of wisdom. He's the only candle that stands in the wind. He said that because he knew that this type of things will be coming up. So I don't see why you should keep on trying to drag the government behind, dragging the government behind. You criticize the Swiss talk, Eric Tataw. You and a host of others, Dr. Yaba, Dr. Akwanga. But you didn't come out with any other international connection that this revolution should be channeled to. All you have is criticism, negative criticism. You can criticize constructively. You think that if your tribesman is not the leader, then people should not get to Boya. Sisiko is not the owner of Southern Cameroon. He's only one. He's an individual just like myself. And we know everybody who worked with the colonial regime and had a post of responsibility can never go free without embezzling. He has a charge placed on him. They are pressing on him. They are pressing very seriously. They are pressing on him with that charge. A charge of 250 million francs CFA. They can say they free the other people, but you have our money when you work with the Sonel, with Sonel company. And so he has to do everything to regain his freedom, to sign agreements that are not in favor of us, to talk of federation, to talk of one Cameroon, to talk of decentralization, to talk of social status and so on. We are not interested of that, in that. You can't be losing. We have lost thousands of people. And the blood of those people that have put down their lives to see that we are free will keep on chasing us until we deliver Ambazonia, a southern Cameroon, a free state of southern Cameroon to their unborn generation. That is what is going to put their spirit in peace. Eric Tataw, yesterday he mentioned a name. He talked of Sama Thomas. Comrade Sama Thomas resides in Belgium. He said he has been bribed by the IG, the People's IG, 6,000 euros to be making negative calls and negative audios. That is a lie. The Sama I know is one of the vibrant fighters of this revolution here in Belgium. I've seen him abandon his job with his uniform, come to a meeting, donate 200 euros, give 500 euros. He's one of the greatest contributor and highest contributor here in Belgium. Putting aside people like former chairman, Barrister Nde, who has, even at this moment, contributing without ceasing. So you can't take somebody who has been contributing, who contributes at every given chance, even when things are rough, and you say they have given him money. Who gave him money? Because you said you have secret audios. Come out with the audios. Yesterday on your call, you had paid agents that that was a pre-planned act, so that they can be calling when you are doing this and you claim they are trying to interrogate you. We knew what was going on. So you don't think that we are fools. You are just one individual among the 8 million Ambazonians. You have your opinion. Everyone has his opinion. But I want to tell you, any other person who has a contrary opinion to an independent Southern Cameroon is someone who is not for this struggle. A country in which our people were molested. Lawyers were beaten by illiterates. Robbed in mobs. Their gangs, their wigs seized. Teachers were beaten. Our girls molested and raped. Do you think after undergoing all this humiliation and molestation, we will come back and say we sit on a table to tell our Republic that we want to stay with you? Nobody. We can't. It's not possible. For other outsiders who are lookers, who are watchers, who don't want to contribute to this revolution, financially or otherwise, because you mustn't contribute only financially. You can do your own contribution in other ways. You can hear that we have, like myself, I come from Kupe Mwanenguba. Like we were attacked during, I think that was January or February, where houses and villages were burnt. You could contribute foodstuffs, medications, and send to those people tents. That is your own contribution. And you don't need to come and put it here on the media. But if you stay and you cross your hand, you say you don't belong to Southern Cameroon nor the chiefdom of La République, the chieftaincy issue, the kingdom, because that is a kingdom. It's only in a kingdom whereby a ruler will rule for 40 years. You don't belong there. They are just allowing you because they think that you can be useful. When they will realize that these people are completely gone, you will have no space there, and you will have no space to come back to your land. You will be afraid. Whereas we are not, nobody is going to do anything to you, because by right, that is your land. God gave that land to you. God chose you to belong there. So nobody can stop you. If you stop yourself, then that is your problem. So Eric Tataw, before you speak, you have to reason. You said you are the most powerful activist. Who told you that you are the most powerful activist? You are not. You have your own role to play. Play your role properly. Rather than every time you come online, we are not getting encouragement words, encouraging words from you to see that this revolution gets to a logical conclusion. Whenever you are out and live, you have two things that you are dwelling on. Sako, Dr. Sako, the president, and Chris Anu, the Secretary General, a man with a volcanic voice that if he speaks, La Republique panics. If he speaks, many people know that somebody has spoken. That is your point of focus. Dr. Samuel Sako, the president, and Chris Anu. Then the IG as a whole. You have never come to say anything. That is what you have been saying continually for the past 6 months. And you are never tired. People are beginning to think that you have some problems. You try to criticize somebody. The more you criticize him, he goes high. He does a lot of things. He brings out things that can foster this revolution. But you are all only there. You ask people not to pay. People who are paying, still paying their citizenship levy to this government. They are levy to the ABC TV, the People's Channel, the People's Television station. You begin to say they are fools, that they are dull. You begin to insult people. Who are you, Eric Tataw? So if somebody pays for a citizenship levy, then he becomes a fool. It's funny. You are digging the wrong direction. You are heading to a very wrong direction. You keep on accusing people. Some are PD. You said Clovise Nacho is a gay person. You keep on peddling pictures of naked pictures. Do you know that we don't live in Cameroon here? Do you know you can put out a naked picture without somebody's right, even just a picture of somebody, you can paste it on a social media and it sues you and you'll be dealt with accordingly, because this is, we are in a world where there is law, not that, that part where nothing is being respected. You keep on posting, sharing naked pictures. If you had a conversation with a girl or you had something with her, and because you were in good terms and she sent you pictures, you begin to share those pictures. Be ready, because very soon you will face the weight of the law. This is not Cameroon. And you won't know where to hide your face. So you should stop this. My brothers and sisters, let's support our revolution. We are not the only people that have had a revolution. Sudan that has been only one, but today there are two. We, our own self, we had our own state, we have had our governor, our government, we are one of the people in Africa with the first democratic government where there have been free transfer of power without bloodshed. So it means we can govern ourselves properly, and many will be a model of democracy and good governance in Africa. We shall be a case study. When you hear the Undersecretary of State for Africa, His Excellency Thibault Nagy, says that he does not want an Africa where there are creation of tiny states that will be depending on foreign aid. That is just a diplomatic language. When we were handling our affairs, we didn't ask for foreign aid back then. Not now that we have the wealth that God has buried under our soil. We didn't choose that part of the region. God decided to do that. We want to assure the world that we will be a well-organized people with good structures, institutions that will manage the government properly. we shall not be begging. Instead, we shall have partners that will be coming directly to seek for proper cooperations with us. We have the manpower. Everything is there. And that is what I came to tell us today. And secondly, we have taken note that the Catholic Church and some other religious organs there in Cameroon are not working for the benefit of our people. First, it was Cardinal Tumi. While being a cardinal, he has been a critic, a prominent critic of this colonial regime of Paul Biya. When he is retired, but a cardinal is never retired. He still has a say. He becomes, he starts dining with them in one pan. So has most of his followers. The bishop who went and prayed for Eric Tataw in Maryland, who has received a new brand car from Atanganji, from the government via Atanganji, and has changed his language. Now we have an epidemic out there. We have a health concern of this COVID-19. I don't see why the Catholic Church will open its door for our people to come there, knowing fully that we have to keep distance. We don't need to greet. We have a lot of preventive methods. Catholic Church will go on to open its doors for people to come in, to facilitate, to spread COVID-19. That is so bad. Just because they are counting. What are they counting on? The simple thing they are counting on is offerings and tithes and other gifts. It shows that they don't work for us. A church that is not working for the common goal of the common man is not a church that should be respected. We want this rubbish to stop. Catholic Church should be at this moment, because they are very, very rich, trying to make some philanthropic donations to our already suffering population. Meet them at their homes and give them hand sanitizers, foodstuffs, because you have billions upon billions. Not trying to bring them together for them to be infected and still collect offerings from them. That is too bad. We are warning Catholic Church and some other religious, some other churches that are doing such things. Because without that, the restoration forces will come after them. Justice should prevail. They said everybody should stay home. People should stay home. If you go out when it is very, very necessary. And protect yourself. Because nobody knows. My brothers and sisters, I also hail from Africa. When there is an outbreak like this, our fathers there, they have some traditional remedies. We have strong leaves, strong herbs that we can prepare to protect ourselves from this. But after taking such things, or while using such traditional herbs, we should still respect the laws. We should still respect the rules that are put in place to prevent the spread of this COVID-19. So my brothers and sisters, don't think the Catholic Church is working for us. They are not working for us. Now to the United Nations, the UN Secretary General, he pleaded that he wished that during this period of this pandemic, this health challenge, there should be a ceasefire. He was not talking just to the southern Cameroon and La République du Cameroon. He was talking to the world in general, wherever there are problems, crises, wars, and so on, so that we can fight this deadly virus. But you heard the response of the People's IG, that we welcome his idea. Welcoming this idea, we put on some conditions. We said, yeah, we welcome the idea that there should be a ceasefire. But the Secretary General who has not spoken regarding a crisis for quite a long time. People were not going to school. He said nothing. We cried that there should be a buffer zone in southern Cameroon so that the safety of our students should be guaranteed. He said nothing. We said that there should be a UN force on the ground. He did nothing. And now with this pandemic, he was bold to come out and say there should be a ceasefire. We accepted that, but on condition that there should be a UN facilitated talk in regards to the Swiss talk. UN should make sure that that talk takes place. That is one of the conditions for us to see that a ceasefire is being implemented, and that there should be UN troops on the soil to make sure that it is respected. And thirdly, that La République should withdraw its colonial forces out of southern Cameroon and retreat to its borders so that we can carefully and humbly fight this coronavirus. An information reached us here some hours ago that they have transferred some patients from, Douala to which hospital in the southern zone. That is to come and infect our people who are not open for infection because they are not on the other part of that country. We know all those things. So my brothers and sisters, you should stay safe during this difficult moment like this. We shall emerge victorious. We shall win this war. We shall deliver Ambazonia to our unborn generation. Let's stay safe. This is all I had for today. Thank you people for watching. I shall keep in touch. It's your one soldier man, Zale Clovis Songe, who is based in the Kingdom of Belgium. And I pledge my unalloyed support to this struggle. My apologies goes to the families back then on Ground Zero that who are undergoing torture from some unscrupulous, in the hands of some unscrupulous, unrecognized soldiers who call themselves Restoration Forces or Amber Boys. But all those things very soon will come to an end. Thanks for watching, and share to friends who couldn't watch me live. Thanks.